This might surprise some people, but Guatemala, which is not the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, has by far the worst situation in regards with nutrition and children. Amongst those who earn less than $2 a day in Guatemala, and therefore are considered to be living in extreme poverty, the mortality rate amongst children is higher than anywhere else in the Western Hemisphere. It is our pride and joy that a large organization like Hormel Foods has partnered with us to try to ease the suffering of parents who lose their children either to stunting, to disease, or to death.
The vision and genesis of Project SPAMMY originated with our former president and CEO, Jeff Ettinger. Our partnership with Food for the Poor led us to a test in Guatemala with an organization called Caritas.
Jeff's thought was, well, we do protein awfully well. Why couldn't we do something in a proactive approach to address malnutrition? So he basically came back with the idea to R&D, turned them loose, and then they came up with SPAMMY.
We didn't just want to give them calories. We wanted to give them animal protein because they were lacking protein in their diets, but also the essential vitamins and minerals they were lacking in their diets.
The beauty of SPAMMY is it mixes in with whatever the culture's diet is. It can be spread on tortillas, it can be mixed in with rice, it can be mixed in with beans. So you don't have to change their habits, it becomes like an ingredient into their everyday diet.
I would say one of the unique aspects also that people probably don't know so much is we rely a lot on education as well as dietary improvement. We incorporated several workshops for both parents and caregivers for the children that focused on topics such as food safety and food-related hygiene and the importance of nutrition for all ages.
The project itself, it's a three-legged stool. The first is hunger. The second is improving the mental health of the person that's consuming SPAMMY versus just the physical health. And then thirdly, through the employee engagement trips. This engages the company on a much different level.
When we go to some of those rural villages, it is hard to believe that people still live like that when you compare it back to life here. So I think the biggest surprise to me was just how big and widespread this problem is and how we really have touched on such a key issue.
We got to tour their homes. They were gracious enough to let us in to see where they live and what they experience on a daily basis, which was a great experience for me personally and for my wife, but probably more so for our kids to see how their life is so much different than the kids in Guatemala.
The hugs and the smiles that those moms gave us, it was something you'll never forget. Being able to hear the moms talk about, my child was always sick, my child was always tired and sleeping and she never played. A year later, the mom is telling us she's jumping on the bed and she's happy. As a mother myself, there's no better feeling than knowing you're providing for your child and you're making a difference in your child's life.
You could find a million reasons not to go, but when you get there, you'll find a million reasons why you're glad that you went. It's a week full of rewarding work, and when you see the appreciation, the gratitude, and the thankfulness of these kids, these communities, it makes it all worthwhile.
I think the future of the project is bright. We've committed to stay in Guatemala, and the success of the employee engagement trips has been huge, both for the people that we're working with in Guatemala and for our own employees.